Hello, it's Scott Bassett with the Understanding Narcissist channel here on YouTube. And in this short video, I want to share with you a universal sign of narcissists. That's also a sign of other types of personality defects and disorders and issues and whatnot. But it's especially, how I'm going to describe it here is especially applicable to narcissists. And it's very, very simple, and you probably already know it to be true, which is narcissists think of themselves as extremely ungodly, profoundly intelligent. Narcissists believe they're just on an intellectual level so far above and beyond anybody else. Now, in that same vein, they also believe that the intellectual, they are on a purely intellectual basis. Narcissists cannot process emotions. It's an emotional processing disorder when you really get down to it, a dysfunction. Something's broken or didn't appear or isn't there in the first place, whether it's broken or it's just not working right or it's just not even there. They cannot even conceive really the idea of emotions or feelings. That's why one of the reasons in their kind of adulation of power and desire for power, they regard feelings, talking about, they regard that as vulnerability and ultimately weakness. So they never reveal anything to you. Everything's buttoned up tight. It's always the front, the facade you see to get you to do something. There's never any real sharing of how they feel or what's going on. And it's often because of denial. They don't know what they feel. They can't really process it or know their feelings to begin with. They can only express it through that dysfunctional mechanism that they always do, being narcissists. So it's not something that they're even really aware of. It's also interesting to note that, and this is a topic for another video, yet again, but that narcissists, in their intellectual capacity, they take everything supposedly on a logical basis, step-by-step basis. They're really not. They're the most irrational people you ever meet, but their arguments on the surface always try to appear intellectual. There are no emotions. There are no personal vendettas. There are no, there's nothing mentally wrong with them. Everything's sound. That's just an attempt to cover up what's actually going on, of course. But as you continue, on my YouTube channel, other YouTube channels, and learning more about narcissists, a natural extension of that is that when they take a specific incident, they want to consider a specific incident when there's a conflict. They don't want to talk about their whole lives or the whole pattern of behavior or all the things they said they would do but they didn't do, and all in the consistent dysfunction that they exhibit and engage in and participate in, because that would point to something being wrong with them mentally. And that is an enormous threat to the illusion and to the fantasy and that they're perfect. And so, remember, you can get a little bit of that perfection by admitting that you're not perfect. It makes you look better. So there's always a fake humility in their conceit, which is really funny and ironic. But it's really sad, but just interesting when you learn about it. But on that intellectual basis, everything is supposed to stay on the specific situation, on the bait that you're supposed to go for, and not the whole pattern of behavior and personality disorder that they are beset with. That doesn't exist. So they don't want you to think, they don't want people talking, they don't want members of the family connected, they don't want people thinking about that kind of thing. They want people to stay focused on the problem at hand. They want to get you in an emotional state where you're worried, scared, whatever it is, a negative feeling, to get you anxious and not focused on them, but focused on the thing in front of you that you're supposed to handle and fix and deal with so they can feel better, not actually go after what the core issue is. Narcissists don't know what's good for them. They cannot sustain themselves in their own behavior. They even destroy the environment they need in order to remain in that dysfunctional cycle to get what they need. They destroy that environment. But they also will do anything, including up to dying. They would rather die than have to admit that there's something wrong with them, than actually do the things that would improve their lot in life and your lot in life, especially. But they will not do anything good for them if it involves sacrificing the illusion. The illusion cannot die. It has to be there, no matter what. And they'll get anybody to believe it, anything to sustain it, find out some way that admit there's something wrong. Now, I know that's not what a lot of you want to hear. It's universally true. I have not seen an exception within narcissists. That's where the true dysfunction lies and why they can't change. I think that's sufficient for this video. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like this video, share it with your friends or anybody you think might benefit from it. And have a wonderful day. Thank you.